Alles gut? Ja, ja, alles gut. Everything's good. Yeah, guys, just getting into the flight deck here. I just connected to VATSIM, and someone sent me a new, or told me to download a new model matching file on the last stream, and I installed it today, and then it killed all of the custom model matching. So I had to reinstall that quickly. I will just give me a second. Just need to get the rules set, and then keeping fingers crossed. Now let's hope it works. So hello, Mark, good to meet. Voyage, forward, nice to see you. And Voyager, moin. Fabian, hello. Right, let's keep fingers crossed. Huh? Yeah, it seems to work. Seems to work. It's not complaining right now. Yeah, the file, the problem is, guys, I'm using FSLTL, and I think, from what I can see, that's a nice M11 there. From what I can see is that the file that I've been sent doesn't work with FSLTL. Hey Svenja, wie geht's? Flugzeit, moin. So Jacob, hello. Kabel, hello. Hope I haven't forgotten. Empty Cross, hello to you as well. I hope you're all doing well. Yeah, but thank God it's fixed. So we are good to go. Yeah, and sorry for the confusion today. I did announce a shared flight today. Unfortunately, MAN had to cancel due to personal reasons, short notice. Now it's a private reason, so I'm not going to comment on what it was. But yeah, he couldn't make it. He was very sorry, and so we had to reschedule today. And so what we're doing today is the following. Yeah, we're flying from here, Malpensa, to Gothenburg, VATSIM event. And then the second flight will be an X-plane with the FSLabs Cessna 172. Trying again VFR, this time CTR to CTR, so Bremen to Hanover, and that should be staffed as well. Just call someone for standby duty. I wish it was that easy. People need to prepare, so, you know, I understand that. Anyways, as you can see, it's really busy here in Milano, Malpensa. The reason is that, well, they're doing an event from Malpensa to Copenhagen. But, I mean, we've been to Copenhagen a number of times lately, so I thought, since also Gothenburg is being staffed today with the Sweden event, I thought might as well just fly from Malpensa to Gothenburg, which is, to be honest, Gothenburg is a very nice airport, very beautiful to fly in and out of, so I think it's more of a challenge. Just going to check that we're on live time. We are, and we are on live weather. Fantastic. And I think that's pretty much it. And let me have a look. Let me start my SimApp Pro. And good news is, if you are using the FSLabs, SimApp Pro has updated their app to work, at least the MCDU, the FCU, to work with the FSLabs. But, I mean, and the eCam panel. So eCam panel works. Come on. Uh-oh. There we go. All right. eCam panel works. Gear lever should work. Yeah, that I just got nose steering. Pushback works. Fantastic. Cool. Good. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. Had time to relax, and yeah, Voyager, you also do not install new files. Not really, no. I think I modeled, I matched the hardware for the throttles and spoilers, flaps, etc. With the normal key binding here in Microsoft. But the rest, like ECAM panel, the gear panel here, that needs a file. Good. Before we get going, I'm going to give you the brief. Although, let me just quickly get the flight plan loaded and. Yeah, flight plan is loaded. Fantastic. So that means I am going to go power up the aircraft quickly. Cool. Those sounds though. Look at that. Fly UK Aero Cargo. Oh, that's a long departure route there. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 aircraft waiting already. 350 Aviation, good to be. Alrighty, let's quickly do the orbit panel here. Now leave the strobe lights off. And I'm happy to see that we actually have the new radio panel working here. Brightness, there we go, brightness. Brightness, fantastic. That's good. Okay, so while this is powering up, oh, you're right. Why is that? Yeah, you are correct. How did that not change? Yeah, thanks for the mention. Let me quickly change that. Hold on. I think it's OBS that kicked in again. OBS lately, honestly, I don't know what they're doing with the programming, but OBS has become a pain in the neck as well. It's become so unreliable in so many areas. Right, let's see. So the title should be fixed now. Yeah, Hannes, hello to you. Yeah, I'm going to talk to them next weekend at Lillystad. Hey, Lillystad. And thank you, Voyager. And so I'm going to ask them, you know, about the radio panel. But I'm not sure. I mean, this panel, yes, it is under development from at least, I think, Skalaki has that now. But yeah, wind control, I'm not sure. They even have issues with the old panel at the moment, it seems. So I don't know why they're not bringing it out. They've announced it last year at the FS Expo. Sorry, FS Weekend. Alpha Zulu. How come we record Alpha Zulu? Should be Itaro, correct? Huh? Interesting. Why? Anyone know? Why is that registered here as Alpha Zulu 43 Tango? I mean, it did call that up Itaro 43 Tango correctly here, but not there. That's weird. Okay. Now let's refuel. So we've got, although, hang on. Ah, hold on. Ah, it's the wrong time here. I did make a... an updated version. Right, let me just update that quickly as well. Hey, look, Lilo, hello, and Captain Wolfin, hello to you guys. Fishkop, moin. Fishkop, let's see, did you reply to my last... message there? Hold on. Hold on. Yeah, Mark. Mark, thanks for reminding me. Also, it is correct. We've hit on YouTube. We've hit 30,000 subscribers. Thank you very much for all of that support, guys. Very kind of you. And I mean, I'm optimistic at some point we'll hit 50,000, but it's a long way to go still. But I'm definitely working on it. So let me just quickly do that. Oh, nice! Yeah, fish cup. GG's. Enjoy the lasagna. Nice. Okay, so let me try that again. AOC menu. Let's go init request. And then if we go main menu, briefing. Yeah, there we go. Now it's updated 1645. That's correct. Nice. So then we've got... should be the same routine. OFP data. So let's refuel via GSX. See if that works. While we prepare the aircraft. And Svenja, any specialities on the return flight? Anything out of the ordinary, or was it just a normal standard flight? Like CTOP EBT, fantastic. Let's go Navigraph. Import. And then also, before we do anything else, as in the real aircraft, we go ahead and check our technical logbook. And I can see now, we just... so this is a new aircraft livery, so interesting that we have a defect level 2 deferred. Forward galley air vent in poor condition, replace required parts ordered. No MEL, but this one is definitely MEL. But it's non-performance limiting, so nothing that we have to consider with takeoff or landing performance. But it says engine 1 ignition A fault and dispatch in accordance with 7431 catch. Yeah, this could actually mean... We'll check the email in a minute, but this, from my memory, this could theoretically mean a manual engine start. At least that was on the 321 IAE. So, Svenja, yeah, I'm just wondering, on your return flight, if there was anything special that happened, apart from being delayed, but hope everything else went smoothly. So, 7431, so 743101. Documents. There we go. Entries, so let's do mail items, not entries, mail items. So we'll go here. Ignition 703101, and we can see it says ignition system A, applicable to the CEO and the NEOs 321s. Prepare to
Lugana traffic, India Mike, India Sierra Alpha, taxiing to holding point runway 01 via Lima and Mike. Correction via Alpha Lima.
Alright. So 10-day interval required. Number of ignition system A is installed are 2. So there's 2 circuits, ignition system A, and 1 is required. No placard. It says that 1 may be inoperative, provided that ETOPS is not conducted and the associated engine ignition system B is operative. So maintenance would check that. And then it would say refer to ops procedure. So there is an ops procedure that we have to apply. Let's see if the link doesn't work. Oh, there we go. So here's the ops procedure. It says before engine start on ground, if the FADEC selects the ignition system A during an automatic start, the engine fails to start and the alert related to failure of the ignition system A appears on the engine warning display. Then the FADEC automatically, here he goes, and and initiates an additional engine start attempt with both ignition systems selected. So to maximize the probability to start the engine at the first attempt, the ignition system B must be selected by the FADEC. Perform one of the following engine start. So an automatic engine start. Before engine start, engine 1 and engine 2 ignition system A, CB pull, and then reset those circuit breakers. Or perform a manual engine start procedure. So that's interesting. Hey Morphos. So like I initially thought, because I had the issue on the A321 IRL, so yeah, 2 options. Either we make sure that engine B system, ignition system B is selected automatically by pulling those circuit breakers and resetting the circuit breakers, or if we use a manual engine start procedure, then it automatically selects both igniters anyways, so both circuits, A and B. So I would be tempted to try this circuit breaker reset, because the manual engine start is actually not that interesting. Unfortunately, at Fish Cup, they're all having pizza right now. You can't call maintenance. They're at the restaurant. No good. Okay, so let's try that. Okay, so before engine start, we'll do that later. But I'm going to try to find those circuit breakers. 49 VU A3. That should be over the panel. So we have to look for the panel description. So here's, you can hardly see that, but there's a little, there's a little note there. Look at that, 49 VU. Yeah, no, we're using Pratt & Whitney. Pratt & Whitney engines, yeah. So then A3. So there's the circuit breaker, A3, 1 and 2 ignition system A. So just before engine start, we have to pull that and give it 5 seconds and then reset that. Hey, Professor San. So we shall do that, okay? I'm happy to do that. Right, we're refueling, it seems. Yeah, fantastic. Excellent. That is ongoing. Wonderful. And it's your responsibility, guys, to remind me, okay? No pressure. But yeah, so we'll accept that with the dispatch according MEL. I'll accept it as a captain, and it expires in 9 days, so that's fine. Cool, good. Then let's continue with the normal preparations. Weather. Well, actually, give it the flight time first of all. Flight time 2 hours 10. Departure 3-5 left or 3-5 right. Looks like 3-5 left for departure today. But we'll get the ATIS in a second. The fuel required. Now I did put in extra fuel because it's an event. Maybe they're busy, so 25 minutes extra fuel. And we're going to have some more marginal weather later on in Gothenburg, it seems. So that's why we need about 9 tons lock fuel. The weather, so Malpensa, northerly winds, 7 knots, pretty normal. 12 degrees, 10-10. Altimeter and Landvetter are currently 3 and 2, so 3 degrees, dew point 2 degrees, get at 900. And then it says becoming 1200. That's not so bad here now. So it says 4,000 meters tomorrow. So today it could be okay, nonetheless. And 170 at 8 southerly winds. Malmö is the alternate airport, which is good as well. That's tomorrow, so no threats for today. Nothing major that I'm seeing here. Malpensa. Nothing really major. Oh, hang on. Oh, hang on. Hate that scrolling thing. So let's go have a look at the Gothenburg weather. Notams. Check. Come on. Blimey, there's many notams for Malpensa. What? Hang on, what is going on here? Hold on. Oh, that can't be right. So it's saying Landvetter, the only thing is the islands approach 03, Cat 3 downgraded to Cat 2. But exactly, yeah, like Fishkop says, it has 9 days to fix it. Yeah.
Hello, Black.
Hey Lee, grüße dich. Wie geht's dir? Good, NOTAM's fine as well. Let's have a quick look at the GPS situation up north. No outages expected today, that's fine. Let's have a look for the dispatcher maps. Official. Where's my the official documents? Ah, there we go. Significant weather charts. Icing in the lower parts here, but high level should be okay. Then there's okay, nothing major, and the wind, a bit of headwind today going up, which would be, I guess, shown here as well. To see flat now. Yeah, well, -1, there's not much, not that much. It is a weird route, but it's apparently a real-world route, so that's what I chose. Now comes the most difficult thing about the whole flight today, and that is to select your departure route. So the issue is, the Oscar 6 Sierra, that's for 35 right. If we have 35 left, which I think we have, let's get departure 8s. And let's do boarding. 69.9. Could be now request.
Boarding requested.
So we have, yeah, runway 235 left. Data link tours available. Okay, so we'll do that. Do they have TOBT stuff here? Let's have a look. Delivery. Yeah. So the same thing here, guys. You're supposed to report your TOBT on that VATSIM website. So it's VATS.im VDGS. So it's this one here again. Showed it the last time. So what time is it? 16:30. Shall we do 16:50? Let's do 16:55 because we've got a 321 Neo pretty full. So there we go. So TBT estimate off block time, or TBT is target off block time, is this. So hopefully we get not too much delay there. Finish 10:10 is correct. We have 10:010 at 12 degrees. Okay. Which means for the departure route,
Do you want to board crew?
do I want to board crew? Hold on. Boarding passengers now, fantastic. Cool. Okay, that's all I want to see. Boarding passengers. So, the SID. And so we need to do something with the initial. And the initial should be something with Saronno. Yeah, I think it's this one here. Although not this one, it's the Limas. No, not Limas. Oh, it's always a nightmare. I know they have a separate page somewhere where you have the combinations, but let me see.
Passengers boarding started.
So the Oscorp will be, I think it will be the 6 Sierra, so Oscorp 6 Sierra. But, okay, let me find that page. So, transition designator. Doesn't really make it that much easier. There we go. So, Oscorp and 9 Golf, 8 Hotel. I'm honestly not sure. Hey, Kenko! Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, raiders. We're currently in Milan. Oh, there we go. No, that's also... I'm just wondering, are there any departures from left to Saronno? Probably not. And then if I call in now... hey, Kenko. Kenko, you are coming to Lelystad, right? Yeah, I'll be there, yeah. Yeah, fine. Okay, then we'll be able to meet up. Looking forward to it. Should be very interesting this year as well. Especially with Microsoft being there. That's the thing, so... Big shout out to Kenko. Guys, if you don't know Kenko, I'm sure you all do. But if you don't, check out his channel here on Twitch. Mir geht's gut, Jeff. Dankeschön. Oh, you have already ordered a parking ticket. Yeah, I'm not sure. I may take an Uber. But yeah, I think I will be there by car. And then... got a couple of friends from the community staying at the same hotel as I am, so probably I'm either going to drive myself, then we'll take the big car park and just take a bus. The bus is free from the car park to the venue, and then yeah, I'll see how it goes. Cool. Right, I'm still searching for the departures. I'm going to check my iPad here for if there's any departures via Saronno from 35 left. all. So that means we're gonna have to get a different departure route. But luckily, just realized we have PDC, so that makes life easier. Let me go to that's ATC menu. No, not ATC menu. Ah, it's a different one here. Hold on. ATC request.
Could new subscribers please make your way to the first class cabin? Their complimentary drinks.
Yeah, but honestly, I mean, I think one day is fine to see everything. I don't think you need to have both days, to be perfectly honest with you. It's, you know, the museum is nice as well, so it's great not just look at the exhibitions, but also the normal exhibitions from the museum. But yeah, I mean, one day should be good. And a big thank you to Felix Socht, Dankeschön, for the 33 months resub. Much appreciated, hotel. Gate number 610. Felix, I hope you're doing well. Yeah, it depends on where you live. Right, let's send that off. Good, fuel has been entered, so let's sync that up. 8153. Good, we'll send that. And how's the boarding looking? We're a bit late with the boarding. Yeah, 100 passengers to go. What time is it? 37? We could be okay. We could be okay. Right, here's the CPD, the PDC clearance. So let's go receive messages. Oh, that's processed. Okay, stand by. That's good. At least they received it. And there's the PDC. And forward, you said you had issues with the clearances here in the EFB, right? I have no idea why that's not doing it for you, because for me it's fine. So we're cleared to Gothenburg, 35 left via Farak 6 November and the Oscar 5 mic transition, climb 5000. So yeah, you just saw it. It did uplink the load sheet, the ATIS, the PDC. It's weird. That doesn't do that for you. Maybe, have you ever tried to rebuild your JSON file? So in the, I can't show it because it has my credentials in there. In the FSLabs Operation Center, under the settings tab, where you enter things like for your Hoppy code, etc. There's somewhere a button for JSON rebuilder. I don't know exactly what it says, but have a look there. Maybe it works that way. Ah, there we go. After repair, there we go. Yeah, maybe it does. Good. I need to reply on that. Accept, otherwise the clearance will expire. Climb 5000, squawk 1000. So let's put the squawk in here. Squawk 1000. I've already set the 5000 here, so that's fine. And squawk is in, and then 1219 next. Go. 121. Oh no, they don't. Forward, that's normal. So the PDC clearances, they do not show up here. That's only in the Toller's aircraft. Or maybe the FENIX as well, but not here. No, no. So the new aircraft, so at least at our company, Lufthansa, the PDC never appeared here on these DCDU. They only appeared in the either in the MCDU or the EFB. Right. Clearance received, clearance confirmed. Load sheet. Looks good. Yeah. That is normal. Good. Then let's have a look. Init A page. Temperature 13 is fine. Quickly do a wind request. Then we'll do the departure. 35 left. And so it was the FARAC 6 November with the Oscar 5 Mark transition. Hallelujah. That has synced up. The rest routing is inserted. Then we have the arrival in Gothenburg, which will be the ILS 21 Zulu. And there it should be the RISMA 3 Sierra arrival. RISMA 3 Sierra. Let's insert that and let's go plan mode. And let's have a quick look here. Looks, yeah, that looks good. Happy with that. Hey BTV, hello to you. Break to vacate. How are you doing? Oh my god. What is this departure route? It's left. Oh no. Ay. Okay. Yeah, but that's because left departure, not right. Okay. Then let me unpin the SIDs here. Unpin the rest. We can leave. So SID. Let's see if I can find it quickly this way. FARAC. Where's the FARAC? 6, 7, 4, 5. I honestly don't know why they had to make it so complicated in Italy. Load sheet is here. This is just easier to search it on the Navigraph app, because you can enter the names and then filter them out. So let's have a look. FARAC 6 November. So the 6th November is the 10-3 Charlie. 10-3 Charlie. Oh, there was 10-3 Charlie. There, got it. Here it is. Whew. Right, 6 November. That's the one, and the other one, Oscar 5 Mike. That's 10-3 Victor 6. 10-3 Victor 6. By Mike. Victor 6. There it is. Crazy. Good. Got to check the MCDU here. So I'm using the wind control MCDU just to check the restrictions. So we have initially FARAC 6 November. Which takes us max 200 knots initially, about 1200 feet. Yeah. Then to Mike Charlie 6 to 7, so it's a sharp left turn here. Then 6 to 7 max 200 knots is correct, and we have to be above 4,500, correct. Then we've got 631. Then we have NELAB max 210. correctly programmed. And then we have FARAC 900 above, also correctly programmed. Transition, the Oscar 5 Mike, FARAC to Serrano, then to Olpur up above 9.5, correct, and then Oscar 125 above. Good. So that's all correctly programmed. Wonderful. Hey, Slinky. Yeah, cool. Excellent. Right. Everything's finished already. It's just a pilot. What? Your flight is suspended. You have missed your... Why did it change 6331? Is it 10 minutes for the clearance? Nah. Come on. Wow. Not seen that before. So it seems, I would imagine, because we requested the clearance, and that was like 10-minute limit for the clearance. So we have to contact delivery to update coordinate. Well, that's strict. Blimey. That is very strict. Right, 120.9.
Malpensa delivery. Ciao, clear the Copenhagen.
But we'll do the rest of the items first of all. Make sure that we've got everything. So diff rips, RATNAV. Yeah, we need to set something in here, don't we? So let's set. Let's see. Let's set Serrano. Yeah, Serrano's all we need. Sierra Romeo November Serrano, and that's it. 13.7. Secondary, we're going to copy the active. We'll do a quick return to Malpensa, long runways.
Delivery postman 827.
So we'll do 35 right Zulu, no star,
IFR clearance
no via.
Leipzig.
Yeah, I love the dialects here in Italy. Brilliant. So let's do Lima, India, Mike, Charlie.
Postman 827 Malpensa delivery. Ciao.
Ciao. So we need NADP 1,
the 2 Leipzig by
which is 2270-337-0.
Initial climb by 5,000
And the engine out, 35 left, is
cleared
2,300 feet acceleration altitude.
Departure.
And then
that one
fix
Victor
info.
transition. Initial climb to 5,000 and squawk 1,000. Postman
35
827.
left.
Postman 827 heavy negative.
So that's a special
Get
SID.
7 alpha departure.
So initially
Step
track
back
is going to be
to
346
transition.
until we hit
Aircraft 7
Malpensa.
alpha departure. Step to X-ray.
3 DMEs, so 3 mile radius, and then left to Nelap
827 heavy correct.
to hold. Special procedure in case of engine failure. Good. I think we've got everything. Briefed the departure already. Things to look out for. MSA, high terrain, obviously Alps to the north. So we have to climb quickly, but Neo should be fine today. Oh yes, Daniel, once the update comes out for sure. I saw some EFB improvements there, so absolutely, yeah. Good. Yeah, high terrain, like I mentioned. Otherwise, MSA, 6,000, 10,300, 3,000, 8,300 there, so... Specials, yeah, technically, we have a technical issue today with the engine 1 ignition A. That is faulty on the engine 1, so we've got to pull the circuit breakers in a minute, according to procedure, to get the ignition B working for the engine start. And then, yeah, it should start normally in automatic mode.
This is 2510, cleared Copenhagen, FARAC 6
Good.
November departure, Oscar 5, Mike transition runway
Anything else?
35
Special
left,
threats?
initial climb at 5,000
Anything that I've missed?
Squawk 0465.
Let's enter the final load sheet figures. So we have zero fuel at 69.3. The ECG is 28.4. See the zero fuel ECG 28.4. We have a block fuel of 9 tons.
Jesus 2510, read back correct. Contact operations 131.880, call sign on reach out.
And we want to have offset fuel of 1.4 tons.
Milano delivery, Qatari A322, stand gate 606. We have information Alpha, request IFR unit to Doha.
Qatari 3, correction 8.
Interesting.
Delivery,
So the FMS right now is giving me a
Doha,
negative
Farah
extra
6,
time.
Bravo departure, Robust 5, uniform transition, runway 35 left. Initial climb at 6,000 feet, squawk 0473.
Could be just again
And information
mismatched.
India is correct.
We've seen it so many aircraft. We'll see performance. I can't really say more. There's been an update, so apparently they worked on the performance. It's the first time I'm flying the update, so we'll see. We'll check the performance
Initial climb, 6,000 feet, squawk
the flight.
0473. Please give me the departure.
Qatar 832, departure Farak 6 Bravo, transition Robust 5 uniform.
Oh, fish cop, sorry.
Information India is current.
Okay, the departure for 6 Bravo, departure, information uniform, Qatari A32.
So new 8 is India, KNH 1010 still 360, alright. So one more thing to do here, takeoff performance.
Milan delivery, you heard me? I said the site departure for
There is a
Bravo, departure.
I'll take the Whiskey Bravo intersection for calculations today, guys.
Qatari
78.1. Let's do 78.
Qatar 832, clearance by taxi.
Malpensa delivery. Hello from Itaro 43 Tango.
Taro 43 Tango, Malpensa delivery, ciao.
Hey Alex, wie geht's dir? Yeah, Malpensa, so the Itaro 43 Tango, we've received PDC, but we've missed the TUBT.
Taro 43 Tango, no worries. You can file a new target block time on the website, and you can contact operations on 131.880.
131880, copied, we'll send a new TBT, thank you. So let's do 1600, right? No, 1700. Right, there we go. Oh my god, hang on. No, okay, good. So 133, 131, that's crazy complicated. That's like real life. How come? Operation Hello from Itaro 43 Tango.
Itaro 43 Tango, operations, hello, stand 610, ready for push and start?
That's affirmed, ready for push and start. Itaro 43 Tango.
Itaro 43 Tango, contact ground 121.9, ciao.
1219, grazie mille, ciao. Itaro 43 Tango. That's cool. That is very realistic. Hey, terrain ahead. So let's prepare for...
Translate Victor Victor, we are waiting for traffic to vacate taxiway Sierra. I will call you back shortly, apologies.
Roger, no worries, Lufthansa 8 Victor Victor.
Right, let's see.
KLM 344 for clearance, contact delivery 120 decimal liner. See you
Okay,
later.
cool. 129. Let's do a checklist. We have to reset the circuit breaker as well, as we briefed before.
Itaro 785 ground, hello with you.
Ciao, Itaro
Cockpit preparation, beacons, covers removed. Fuel quantity.
Taxi to spend 602 via Whiskey.
8,980 kilograms balanced.
Continue taxi to stand 602 via Whiskey.
Seatbelts on. ADIRS. NAV. Bow ref 1010. Is set 3 times. Checked. Good. Cool. Let's do this.
Malpensa ground, Lufthansa.
So we're gonna pull this.
510,
Ignition.
request
1,
pushback
2.
and startup.
1, 2, 3.
Ciao, Lufthansa 8
4,
Victor Victor.
5.
Stand up
Reset.
push the traffic inbound terminal 2 minutes.
Roger, stand by, Lufthansa 8 Victor
I'm
Victor.
gonna get the transponder on.
Pastis 2510, able to Whiskey Bravo intersection Tora, reduced at 3,500 meters. Pastis 2510.
Go ahead, 510.
Pastis 2510, able to departure from intersection Whiskey Bravo, Tora reduced at 3,500 meters.
You see, that's why I prepared for it.
Bravo, distance 510.
Pastis 2510, Whiskey taxi to holding point
Pro
Whiskey
pilot.
Bravo, runway 35 left, via November, standard 1.
November standard 1 to Whiskey Bravo, passes to 510.
Malpensa ground, buonasera. From Itaro 43 Tango, stand 610, requesting push.
Ciao, Itaro 43 Tango, push and start approved, release point, Quebec 2, unit 1010.
QNH 1010, cleared pushback, release point Quebec 2. Copied Itaro 43 Tango. Good, so the
Ground, hello Alpine 17 Tango uniform, stand 116, requesting
Quebec 2 is, you can see that only on the
uniform, Malpensa ground, push and start approved, release point, Quebec 1, QNH 1010.
Release point Quebec 1 and QNH 1010 Alpine 17 Tango uniform.
Ground, hello, you
on the chart. So this would be that,
The station block.
and then we want this,
Euro
right?
5 Juliet, stand 704, request push and start.
Ciao, Euro 5 Juliet Heavy, push and start approved, facing south, release point, Quebec 18, QNH 1010.
Push and start approve, release point Quebec 18, I take it to south, QNH 1010,
Brakes released.
805 Juliet Heavy.
Ready for push?
FedEx
Right, before start
260
checklist,
heavy,
parking brake
taxi
off,
to
takeoff
holding point,
speeds.
Takeoff Whiskey,
Rust.
runway
Oh, hang on.
35
Do we
left,
transfer
via
that?
Zulu, Zulu
No.
Charlie, Zulu Charlie, Whiskey.
So we've got config 2, 63, 63, 63. I'll take 60 for a bit better stopping performance, flex 60. So enter that. So it's flaps 2, the trim is up
And ground good day,
0.7. Flex temperature 60.
Tower Algely 2026, taxi to spend
160,
502 via
163,
Kilo to the left,
163. Shift is 300 meters. 300. Yeah, hang on. No, 405. 405.
Lufthansa 8 Victor Victor, push and start
Good,
approved,
so we
release
have
point, Quebec 6, unit
160,
1010.
163, and flex 60.
Push and start up approved
Windows
to Quebec
doors.
6, QNH 1010, Lufthansa 8 Victor Victor.
Closed. Yeah. And the beacon is on. Good.
Milano ground.
Got the APU bleed. Now we're switching on the
Ciao, Itaro 8002, continue taxi to spend
fuel pumps.
509er via
Engine start.
Whiskey Romeo.
And let's start engine 1.
509er via Whiskey Romeo Yankee.
Brake sets.
FedEx 3660 heavy, give away McDonnell Douglas 82, passing left to right on kilo.
FedEx 260, yes.
Honestly, I can't really tell right now because we're on a VATSIM event. There's so much other traffic here.
Pentagram, buonasera, l'Italia 961 Delta Alpha.
So l'Italian NF61 continue taxi to spend 504 via
It's dropping a bit
Whiskey
at the
Romeo.
moment.
504 via Whiskey Romeo, Italian 961.
Well, it's not really a fair comparison if if you've got millions of traffic around you with the model matching.
Welcome aboard. the
So it
Pushback
should get onto
Passist
ignition B.
2510, short kilo 2.
Could new subscribers please make your way to the
So
first
it's motoring. These are LEAP engines, so they are motoring, but it doesn't tell you how long they need to motor. You just have to wait until they
Alitalia
start the fuel
304
flow and
monitor
ignition.
tower 128.
But ignition should start. There we go. Ignition B. So the reset has worked. Actually, I was doing both A and B. Interesting. But we have a light up. So that's good. And ProSource. Hello to you. Thanks for the 37 months.
FedEx 260, which was 128 decimal
Assist 2510, continue taxi to Whiskey Bravo 35 left via Zulu to the left, monitor tower 128-350.
Good engine start. Let's start engine 2. Same thing again. It's going to motor, but we don't know how long.
Passing message 8002.
Send 509 correct for Italo 802.
Oh, Hannes, I didn't know that. No, okay, I'll check next time. Thanks for the information.
509.
So I can change to satellite or
So
navigraph.
then it should be on Sierra, correct?
Interesting. Yeah, I didn't know that, Hannes. Dankeschön.
Negative, Romeo to the right now.
Yes, Romeo to the right now, then Yankee, but the send 509 is... We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
There we go. We have light up. Yep.
Stand by. Itaro 8009, that's
Good.
correct.
Both engines are available. Let's do the after start
Kilo
flows.
now
Flaps
and
2.
Sierra to
The
5
spoilers
Kilo 9
ignition start switch back to normal.
Perfect.
Reset
Kilo,
the
then Sierra
rudder
509.
trim.
Thank you very much, Italo 802.
Let's,
Grazie a te.
get a bit of integral lighting in here. There we go. 0. Flight controls. Full up. Full down. Neutral. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Gonna wait for the all clear signal, and then we can. There it is. Let's read the after start checklist. Anti-ice not required is off. Ecam status checked. Pitch trim up 0.7. Why is that resetting? Right, rudder's from neutral. There we go. After start checklist completed. Itoro 43 Tango requesting taxi.
Itaro 432 holding point Golf Whiskey runway 35 left via Tango e standard 1.
Tango standard 1 holding point Golf Whiskey. Itoro 71. Correction, 43 Tango. So standard 1 is interesting. He sends the standard 1 routing, which is in the AIP or in the airport information. So it's going to be Kilo Kilo Zulu Charlie, and then
Ciao, German Cargo
whiskey.
528, push and start approved.
I guess because a lot of people get confused
1011
with the clearance there. So I'll show you here. So it's Kilo Zulu Charlie Whiskey and then Golf Whiskey. So it's a bit of a zigzag. All right, cool. So we have left side clear. Blimey, lots of air traffic. A340 there. Who would have guessed?
Tarro 8002, non ce la fai a passare sulla 509 che sul Quebec 6, dovresti avercelo
spazio. Dark.
Allora aspetta che dalla prospettiva non si bravo. Continuo dalla taxi.
Se no puoi andare sul 508 sulla Yankee.
Brake check.
Sì, 508 sulla Yankee.
Brakes are working.
Grazie mille.
08 approvato.
Cabin is ready, fantastic. So let's do the radar PWS on. It's a bit of a raid to the southeast. So now we look for the Kilo sign on the ground. Here's Yankee. I'm gonna go for. Holy mackerel, lots of traffic. Kilo, then Zulu Whiskey. Whiskey. So we can see here now Kilo to the right. Cargo pilot, hello, and Marbo, hello to you, morning.
Lufthansa 2014, stand by the traffic right hand side.
FPS are not the best that I've seen for a while, but again, with that much traffic around here, I don't know how other
Fine, turn 1 Tango Uniform taxi to intermediate link point, Charlie 5 via Bravo, Mike and Charlie.
Charlie 5, Bravo, Mike and Charlie, I've been on to left hand uniform.
Count Postman 827 heavy information.
So now we have to look for the Zulu Charlie sign.
861, request pushback and engine start.
Postman 827.
In the meantime, we can read the taxi checklist. Flight controls checked, flap setting config 2. Radar PWS on and auto. Engine mode selector normal. Economic takeoff. No blue.
Station calling Malpensa
Taxi
ground
checklist
to your cockpit again and pass the message.
Eurowings.
Cargo pilot, I would say I'm driving.
Eurowings 528, push and start approved, release point Quebec 14, QNH 1011.
Okay, 1011 and 2, is that anything for Eurowings 2?
Idarro 43 Tango, monitor tower 128.350.
Monitor 128.350, grazie mille, ciao, Idarro 43 Tango.
Ciao, Malpensa ground, ciao, Iberia 06 Fox 0 video.
Euro 5 Juliet Heavy, pass message.
Iberia 06 Fox 0 vacating via
so
Data
this should be Zulu Charlie.
Euro 5 Juliet Heavy, pass your message.
Maybe it's Richard.
Open the ground, good evening, Kevin 690.
But it's going to be a right left turn anyway, so that's fine. 128.350.
Ciao, pass your message.
Kevin 690, 613, request push and start.
Canadian 690, push and start approved, release point, Quebec 1, QNH 101.
Push to Quebec 1, QNH 1011.
He did say monitor. Holy FPS, what's happening here? Blimey. Jeez. So taxi clearance was confirmed. Right, initial climb 5,000, no changes according to flight plan route.
126750.
Okay, so engine failure, non-standard.
Taro 290 with...
Or special procedure is going to be 3 miles straight ahead, left turn to Narak.
Taro 290 Malpensa Tower.
Yeah, that's true. Lufthansa bought eToro Airways.
Taro 290 Malpensa Tower.
Taro 290 with you.
With you.
Taro 290 Charles cross 35 left of Delta Echo when crossing completed, contact ground 1.9.
Across 25 left and then contact ground 121.9.
Qantas 153 Malpensa Tower, are you with me?
Qantas 153
so
with you.
1200 left turn.
Qantas 153 Malpensa Tower, hello. Follow the A320 in front of you, clear to cross runway 35 left. After crossing, contact 121.9.
For Lufthansa side, after cross runway 35, contact, can you repeat my frequency?
Ground is 121.9.
121.9,
Transition
thank you.
6,000.
November 904.
And they should send us over
Malpensa Tower.
to
904 Sierra, go ahead.
35455.
November 904 Sierra, cross 35 left, Delta Echo, when crossing completed, contact ground 121.9.
Cross 35 left, contact 121.9. 904 Sierra, ciao.
Taro 43 Tango Malpensa Tower.
eToro 43 Tango, go ahead.
Taro 43 Tango, line up 35 left and wait.
Line up and wait, 35 left, eToro 43 Tango. So let's do the lineup. We have to put the TCAS on. So we go ATIS, TCAS, TARA. Somebody was asking regarding the sensitivity. So 1 2 off of the inputs from the tiller. Yeah, you have to be careful, no doubt. So you have to be careful. Right, he's going 35 right. This end looks good. 1 on the runway crossing, that's fine. So lineup checklist, takeoff runway 35 left full length. Packs are off and we have TCAS TARA. Let's do lineup checklist. Complete. Yeah, it's a Toby eye tracker, exactly. Yeah. Does the chrono work now? It does. Hang on. Yeah, it does. It's just the elapsed time doesn't work for some reason. Interesting. Oh, I would be ready.
Pittsburgh 2456, Malpensa Tower. Qantas 153, Malpensa Tower.
Tower, hello, good afternoon. You have 5 Juliet holding on Golf Whiskey for runway 35 left.
There we go, here's the throttle cam.
Euro 5 Juliet,
Hey Avenger.
Malpensa Tower, hello, hold position.
Yeah, it's a PAX.
Itaro 53 Tango, sorry, some delay due to taxi traffic blocking the runway. I'll call you back when we are ready for departure.
Okay, that's copied. Thanks for info. Itaro 43 Tango. Good, it says PAC 1 and 2. Yeah. It's something, I mean, yes, you should check it, but it's something we pilots know. PAC 1, 2 off, and then status. But yeah, the good thing would be to just check the status. Yeah. Asmit asked, did 30 years of flying affect your physical health? Yes, it did. 100%. Not in a terribly bad manner, but there are a couple things that have happened due to flying. Yeah. Skin issues. So I was diagnosed, well, initially wrongly with skin cancer, which proved to be wrong in the end, which was lucky. But my skin, so forearm skin, even skin on my forehead is definitely showing some damages because of the ultraviolet radiation. Nowadays, the new cockpit windows, they have much better filtering regarding the harmful UVB rays. So unfortunately, it's not the rays that make you brown.
Itaro 43 Tango, sorry for the delay. The wind is 35 knots, runway 35 left, clear for takeoff.
No worries at all. 35 left, cleared for takeoff. Itaro 43 Tango. Right, ready now, let's go, takeoff.
German cargo 528, Malpensa Tower, confirm you are at holding point, all quickly.
Manflex 60, SAS runway.
Can confirm you are in front of
holy FPS.
Airbus 340 on your
oh,
left hand
blimey.
German cargo 528,
Thrust set,
35 left and
1 knots. Oh dear.
Itaro 161, Malpensa Tower, confirm you are at that side.
Yes, affirmative. We are holding 35 left on Delta, Great Tower 1.
Itaro 161, Roger. Call you back in 3 seconds, hold position.
It's so laggy when you do your inputs. I wouldn't be surprised if that was a tail strike.
Euro 5 Juliet, we may continue taxi holding point Golf with Kids runway 35.
So 1200 feet,
But you're
left
taxi to holding point Golf with ESGG left, Takeoff 5 Juliet.
Itaro 43 Tango identify, contact Milano radar 126 decimal 750.
26750, that's in Ciao, Itaro 7, correction 43 Tango.
Itaro 161, cross
So we
35
have
left, then after crossing
126,750.
contact ground 11.9.
Cross 35 left, after crossing ground 121.9, Itaro 1.
Here's for a level climb. Milano departure, buonasera, Italo 43 Tango, passing 3,000, climbing 5,000.
Italo 43 Tango, Milano show identified, descent level 200.
Climb maintain level 200, Italo 43 Tango. Yeah, that's the problem, right? When you always do the 711 call sign.
Italo 43 Tango, proceed direct to Nessie, not speed restriction.
Okay, I didn't quite copy that very quiet. Say again the waypoint.
Nessie, November Echo, Sierra Tango India, no speed restriction.
Back to Nesty, no speed restriction. Copied, Italo 43 Tango. Grazie mille.
November India.
So it's a very nice direct to the right.
Thank you, Milan, I don't video.
And so what I'll do, after I've switched on the engine ATIs, because we have TAT plus 9, I'm going to leave the speed selected 180, leave the flaps at position 2, so that we can manage that very sharp turn here. 45 FPS. Jesus. And that's with frame gen. Good. So now that we're now straight again, I'm going to get speed managed. Although, let me see what the restriction is here. There shouldn't be a speed restriction. There we go. Now it's computer. So it's going to lower the nose. Starts accelerating. Flaps 1. Speed is checked. Flaps 1. Yeah, Jacob, but for the turn, I wanted to stay at the 180 because it was a sharp turn, 180-degree turn. Because if you accelerate, it just makes your turn radius go bigger and bigger and bigger. So that's why I'm going to stay at 180. Now, I have to climb quickly to get above the safe altitudes. Flaps 0, speed check. And, you know, if it says speed limit is cancelled, then you could fly faster than 250 knots below 10,000.
043 Tango, contact Milano, 127.450.
27450, grazie mille, Italo 43 Tango, bye.
Ciao.
A good day, sir, identified.
Milano, buonasera, Italo 43 Tango, passing 93, climbing level 200.
Tango, ciao, level 320.
Climb flight level 320, Italo 43 Tango, grazie. I'm going to leave that now on selected speed 250.
Good day, Milano Raider. Romeo Carpenter
again,
01 at flight level 350. Direct to Iban.
Because of these high minimum altitudes. Look at that, 12,000 feet here. And also, the faster you climb,
Say again for Romeo Carpenter 01.
the more likely you're going to get a direct to the north. Oh, you did? Fish Cup? Nice. I'm interested to hear that. Yeah. Good. Out of the clouds, let's switch engine anti-ice off above 10,000. No.
Romeo Oscar Foxtrot 01, can you proceed direct Astig for the Astig?
Now we're above 12,000. Now I'm going to go normal speed.
We introduce that to FFC, Romeo Foxtrot 01.
If you can proceed
so the flaps are up.
Correction, Astig 3 Echo.
Direct to Astig 3 Echo, Romeo Foxtrot 01.
Thank you. 405 Milano 135 455.
135 455 for 10405. Thank you. Bye bye.
I'm actually shocked how bad the FPS are. I honestly don't know what they're doing.
Contacting Milano, thank you. Romeo Foxtrot 01.
It's a shame. It really is. Mustafa, the thing is, the promise with these things like DLSS Enabler, you can often then get problems with ghosting. So I'm using the DLSS 4 point something. With the preset M and
Milano 165 455 with Mazda 8106.
that normally is fine. 0. Is there 4.5 now? Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. So... So pitch is okay. Let's switch the seatbelts off. And then we'll do RadNav clear. Secondary copy active. Fixed page clear as well. That jumping, I know it's a chase plane, but we did manage to get it fixed. I'm going to put this to mounted.
5-7.
Just see if it fixes that jumping. At least a little bit. Yeah, that seems to fix it. Yeah, I'm honestly, and the comments from the last update saying that performance is improved, I don't see that. And I mean, the last aircraft that I bought was the Aerosoft Totus 340-600, and I know the textures aren't as high fidelity as they are on the FENIX, but you can say and complain as much as you like, but the performance in the A340 is great. Look at the Alps here, beautiful sunset. Nice. That looks nice.
7953, good day, sir. Identify the say your requested final.
And Bodenseeschwalbe, you have to wear dosimeters in the hospital. Yeah. Yeah, it's true. So the overall lifetime radiation exposure is being calculated for pilots. It has to by law in Europe.
13 to advisory.
And I know my values, yes. But the question is, how much or how useful is that? Right. Because should I, which I hope I will never have, but should I get cancer, then you could say, that's because of your flying, right? All the radiation you took in. Really? I mean, cancer can happen for many different reasons, right? So it's not guaranteed that should I get cancer, that I got the cancer from flying. It's great. So you have a certain amount of radiation that you've taken on as a pilot, but it's like pure statistics. It really doesn't help you that much in determining your risk of getting cancer, let's say, because there's so many other aspects. And Lewis Daniel, hey, I've got a great stream, Lewis. Thanks for the raid with 88 people. What were you up to? Big shout out to Lewis Daniel. I mean, the FPS right now, looking at the window, they're bearable, they're okay, but again, I don't see a reason why it should be that bad. I mean, yeah, Pod, hey, how you doing? Exactly, that's the thing, right? So, I mean, I guess one of the big important things is, for example, what is important is that if women are, flying in the cabin or as pilots, and they get pregnant, they should stop flying immediately, right? So, to avoid any risk. With regards to the radiation, but otherwise. So if you ask me, what you should do as a young pilot to stay healthy is A, put on sunscreen. So either wear long sleeved shirts in the flight deck, but wear suntan lotion for your face, your neck, and your hands. So anything that's exposed to sunlight in the flight deck, use suntan lotion. That's one thing. Then another thing. 128, grazie mille, ciao, Itaro 4 Tango. Stay healthy. Do sports. Eat healthy. Sleep. Get lots of sleep. Try to get try to have your cortisol levels as low as possible. So cortisol, is always linked to stress mainly. So, elevated or often elevated levels of cortisol is definitely bad for you. Now, I would say it's hard for a pilot to avoid stressful situations, right? And that's a reason. That's a big reason why I stopped flying at the age of 56. That's the reason why I've retired. Because there are certain health or signs in my health where doctors have told me to if I want to become old, then I should stop flying, right? I mean, airline flying. So that's the advice I took. And so I do still fly. I fly, I'm going to fly, private small planes, but only when I want to, when the weather is good, and it doesn't stress me. Oh, nice! Hey, Lewis, that's cool. You're Uber driver Lisbon, and you stream while driving. Nice. Okay, GG's. Good idea. So, Lewis, once again, thanks so much, and greetings to you. Fischkopf, Dankeschön. You know what? So you wrote that, Fischkopf? I'm sure I've read that somewhere. Yeah. And so when you compare the mortality rates from pilots to other professions, then you will see statistically that pilots actually do not have a higher fatality rate. Correct me if I'm wrong, Fischkopf. But the reason more is that pilots are selected as healthy individuals, first of all. And then we have yearly medical checks by law, and then we have the pressure, if you like, that our health is our insurance for flying or continuing to fly. So a pilot is always worried about losing his or her medical license, right? So that's why pilots usually will exercise, they will try to eat healthy, etc. Right? So they look after themselves. because pilots do not want to become or lose their medical license, right? Yeah, so that's why I think, and in general, then pilots will do more, checkups, regular checkups at a certain age. I do that, so I have some like 3, 4, 5 year checks, like a colonoscopy or something, Darmspiegelung, colonoscopies. Yeah, twice a year. Well, actually, just once, twice a year to the dentist, once a year as a normal checkup. Once a year I go for skin checkup. So definitely, it is a serious topic, yeah. Right, let's just check here the nav display. So we got we're climbing level 320. That traffic Vueling is descending. He's 6,000 above. Now, what did we file as a cruising level? 3.3 initially. And then 3.4 at Rutno. I can see the traffic up there. Look at that. Lovely. Hey, Pilot 19 and Alia, hello. It's the Chase Plane app. So it's an app here from Parallel 42. There it has a button for the cinematic. You can actually alter those settings here for the cinematic. Alia, thank you much for the kind words. I appreciate that. Alright, enough about my health belt. I'm gonna go climb... well, the thing is... he's 4,300 higher than me. There's Breno. And Lutu. And then Rutno 3.4. I'm going to go 3.4 now. So we have thrust climb up blue 340. The optimum is 345. So we're good in that regard as well. Yeah. No doubt, Fishkop, fully agree. So any cancer that's found at the early stages, you have a much higher chance of surviving that. Fully agree. Holy moly. I've not flown the FSLabs for quite some time. And as much as I liked FSLabs and P3D, I'm lost for words what to say about it has so many nice features that I really like, but I don't know why they can't get the performance fixed. It's really sad. How often do pilots have blood alcohol checked? Well, I mean, I can only tell you how many times I've been checked. I've been checked, I think, twice while on duty, meaning once in Helsinki The other time was in Ireland during transit, and then I've been tested twice from my company before briefing. So that's a completely random kind of event. So you don't know ahead of time, obviously, and then so sometimes you have checks for alcohol, then sometimes you have checks for drugs as well, and that's completely random. But yeah, in my whole career, it's been like 4 times. Maybe it's more nowadays. I don't know. As more and more countries have adopted these checks. I don't know. Good. I'll start. I'll cruise. Let me just quickly have a look at the estimate here for the arrival fuel. Yeah, now we got 20 minutes. That's better. Happy with that. And again, the Earth shadow here, lovely. Wonderful. That's nice. And Guyen, hello, or STN. So Pilot 19, I mean, look, I'm using DLSS with FrameGen, and on all the other aircraft, I have easily, 60 FPS more, because I cap at 60 because of the VSync with the monitor. But right now, FSLabs is having 55 FPS and main thread limited. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Oh yeah, Amit, another very good point. So when I started my career in 1995, I got my first job as an airline pilot on the 737. We did not have noise cancelling headsets. We just had normal headsets. They were nice and comfortable, but they didn't have any noise cancellation. 737 wasn't that loud, but once we got the once I went on to the 747-400. Like the first 1 or 2 years, even there, we didn't have noise cancellation headsets. And that's where I had my first little ear damage, so hearing damage. And then we got the headsets, which I did wear, but whenever the purser came into the flight deck, if you wanted to talk to the purser, you had to take, take off one of the earphones to talk to them, and so just a couple of minutes of full like 85-90 decibels, it just kills your a certain frequency range.
Traffic is in
Luckily,
short final runway 08.
And that's how I didn't become or didn't lose the medical license. Is it's in a frequency which is not the speech frequency. Yeah, Asmet, I would assume so too. Yeah, it's 90 decibels in the flight deck. 88, I think it was 88 to 90 decibels. 747-400. The 787, I don't know, maybe 75, 77 or something. Much quieter. Much quieter. Yeah, so I'm thinking, I'm a bit torn. I mean, I have to talk to Fishcop about that with the headset, because I'm a bit torn between the A330 from Bose, or there's another one that has like in-ear, an in-ear solution. Uptukat, which aircraft? 747? Hey, Walter. No, it's the airflow. So you have to imagine a 747. If you look at the front section, it's not as streamlined.
Traffic.
Because I have control. Let's have a look. Where is he? So it's not streamlined like other normal airliners. So the air, and that's one reason. The other reason is the 747 flies very fast, usually Mach 0.85 on average. So the oncoming air has to flow around, do kind of a sharp turn upwards and flow around the cockpit. And that's what's creating the enormous volume, so the kind of the noise.
Innsbruck traffic.
It's not so much ventilation. It's the airflow. Right. Start flying A330s all the way. Okay. The in-ears are not as good. You've heard. Okay, Asmund, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, so the thing is, so YourSimCFI, thank you much. Hello to you. And big shout out to YourSimCFI, guys. If you don't know him, check out his channel here on YouTube. We had the A320 on the Airbus. I wore them the last 2 years working on the Airbus series, so A320 series, and they were nice regarding noise cancelling, but I found them very uncomfortable to wear for longer periods of time. So I did hear that the A330 are much more comfortable, a lot lighter. So that's definitely something I'm going to look at, yeah. Okay, and Fabian, your instructor switched from the Bose A320 to the in-ear ones, okay? No, so my airline did not allow us to bring our own headsets. Hey, Arzt ohne Grenzen, hello. And the official reason was that these plugs are somewhat, well, they're not really critical. I mean, they're normal headphone plugs, right? But the aircraft, that's their argument. The aircraft is certified with certain headsets being built in. So, we pilots didn't have to buy our own headsets. The airline gave us headsets, and they were always left in the aircraft, right? They're always connected. And so their argument was, if you bring your own personal headset, then you can't really guarantee they are compatible. And it's not because of electrics or anything like that. The reasoning is that you have these cautions and warnings call out over the speakers, right? So you have to make sure that the headset that you're wearing doesn't cancel out the noise that much that you can't hear those warnings, okay? And that's why, I mean, the warnings can also come through the headset, but I think a lot of those warnings come through the speakers as well. I mean, that was the official explanation why we weren't allowed to bring our own headsets. Because if you did plug in your own headset, the aircraft would lose its certification. Sounds a bit overdone, but hey, Dennis. Well, at least at Lufthansa, it stays with the aircraft. Like I mentioned, because it's a integral part of the aircraft. It's an equipment that is in the aircraft and stays in the aircraft. Pilot 19, you have Lightspeed Zulu. How much are they if you buy the new Pilot 19? Because the Bose A30s are about 1,400 euros in Germany. No. So Dennis, all good. Thanks for asking. No, all good. We're just talking about radiation here in aviation, because pilots and flight attendants are obviously exposed to higher radiation levels, and you get an account where, depending on the solar activity, your routing, how far north you're flying, how high you're flying, that is being registered, and then they have a complicated algorithm that works out or estimates your exposure for each flight, and then that's added for each year. And should you for any reason get close to or be over the limits, then potentially you would have to stop flying for the rest of the year. But I've never heard of a case where that happened. Yeah, Fabian. Maybe I'll try it. Maybe I'll ask my instructor. Because, I'm going to have to do some flights with the instructor first in the C-172. And then, I'll ask him if he has a spare one to try out. Yeah, that's true, Wagner, yeah. No, Dennis, no. Nothing in that regard, no. It is. As with the C-172 is loud. No doubt. You need a noise compensated headset for that. Or at least a headset that really dampens the noise, yeah. I mean, back then, I remember when I flew the 172 in between 1992 and 1995. That was when I was unemployed after flight school. And I flew privately to collect my flying hours, to keep my recurrency. And I remember we had those green ones, the light green ones, very kind of clunky headsets, but they were okay. I mean, they worked. They dampened the noise quite nicely. Ah, okay, Fabian. Yeah, okay. Also good tip, yeah. And Fishkop, pro tip: if you have a wife, buy 2 different ones. Oh, that's a good one. I'll try that, Fishkop. David Clark, okay. Nice. Okay, thanks. Yeah, I'll check them. Oh yeah. Oh, they're called David Clark. The green ones. They're called David Clark. Ah, now I get it. Yeah. Yeah, perfect. Good. Let's see. I don't have any VATSIM sectors, it seems, here at the moment. So we're flying towards Czech Republic. Then we go left. We'll stay in German airspace, just past Berlin, it seems. And then, we're going to get some more sectors open here later on. Let me check my flight plan quickly. So it is definitely, so the jumping has to do something with the viewpoints. So now I'm using again the head tracking on it, it seems like. So if I go, let me check this one here again. So this is the view Captain EFB. So if I go group, Hang on, let me maybe that's the one. Yeah, you see, that's instruments, right? So that should be hard mounted, and then it shouldn't move. That's just weird. Anyways, Alutu, we'll check that. 37 minutes after departure, 5.2 plus 1 extra, so 6.2 is the fuel that we're supposed to have here. We've got 6.1, okay, that's fine. And we passed at 38 minutes after departure, so also good on time. Good time and fuel check. Now it's getting night time, so let's switch that to, and it's in like dim. Start dialing down and add a bit of floodlight here. Just going to dim down the lights a bit. Interesting. Let's dim down the main flood, and then we have to dim down all of the displays. They're kind of getting bright now, aren't they? There's a lot of light bleeding happening here at the edges. There we go. There we go. There we go. That's better. Hey, Caleb. Yeah, Ghost, absolutely. Anytime, yeah. Yeah, you can private message me. No, up to cut. I don't think so. No. Not from what I've heard. If they were, I think the performance would be better. But on departure there in Milano, I know there's a lot of traffic from VATSIM around, but still. Even now, though, I mean, I'm getting an FPS 50, 55. Can't get up to 60 FPS. And that's with frame gen. Danilo, there's a lot of things I like about the FSLabs, especially today. We had a nice demonstration where the tech log showed a ignition A fault, which does actually then interfere with the systems here in the aircraft. And then there was a procedure that we had to do. For engine start, so we had to pull the circuit breaker to ensure that the ignition system B is active. That was very nice to try and you know, do again, because that's something that happens exactly like this in real life. And as a pilot, especially as a captain on a daily kind of business, the biggest issues you're running into, or you know, a lot of time that you have to spend preparing and looking after, is the tech lock or the tech situation on the aircraft. So it's great to see that you know, being simulated, and that's, to my knowledge, right now. The only aircraft I'm just thinking, I think the TFDI MD-11 also has, no, sorry, the MD-82 from Mad Dog has MEL, I think, right? And service-based failures in that regard. But this is like a nice addition that you know, simulates real-world situations. The rest, I mean, EFB integration, the MCDU system-wise, I would say they're pretty much on par, FENIX and FSLabs. But as I've said with the A340, hey Avimar, good. With the A340 stream from Aerosoft Tolis, I did mention a couple of things that for me personally are very important. So not to break my immersion, and you know, on that list is FPS performance. because any kind of stutters or longer kind of lags, especially during landing, you know, really kill my immersion, and that annoys me. So things like system simulation is important for me. FPS performance is important. Textures and sounds, of course, to a certain degree, but I don't get wound up, you know, as much as other people, which is fine. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion, and if people are telling me that if the sounds are off by a certain degree, or if the textures, you know, are off by a certain degree, then that breaks their immersion, right? That just kills their joy, you know, their joy of flying the add-on. Well then, fine, right? But for me, that's not the case. But regarding FPS, yeah, it has to, you know, be smooth. And we've just seen how bad it was on takeoff there. And even now, it's still not reaching 60 FPS. So. Yeah, Quotenwagner, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see how long it takes for the update. But honestly, so again, I know the developers of FSLabs. I helped in P3D with the FSLabs, and you know, they're fantastic people. I know them personally, but it's really heartbreaking to see how they're struggling to get the aircraft, you know, into a good state and performance-wise. A lot of people are commenting and complaining about the FPS performance, and now if FENIX comes out with the Neo version as well, yeah, it's just I don't know. You know, they're running out of arguments for their add-on, right? I mean FSLabs. Yeah, but Avimar, honestly, I would be the first to, you know, say get the FSLabs, but I have a strong computer and still, even with frame gen, I can't get 60 FPS. Hey Lemon, how you doing? Okay, cool, Lemon. Yeah, that's very nice of you to say. Appreciate that. Yeah, it's a lot of work. So Senshai is our moderator and the wizard behind the app and the whole database. And I provided some data, some of the procedures, checklists, that stuff. But yeah, I'm glad. You know, we know from the amount of views these pages get that a lot of people are using them. So happy to see that. Yeah. Avimar, I mean, all I can do is, like, you know, I'm using the add-on like I use all the other add-ons on VATSIM with the normal settings that I have. I'm not even using, you know, ultra settings, right? And frame gen, DLSS, and still I can't get 60 FPS. Shame. Thank you, Dennis. What exactly do you mean, Quotenwagner? What with the modeling? You mean like textures? Yeah, 3D modeling. Yeah. So yeah. Honestly, though, I mean, if I compare that to X-Plane, then it's better than X-Plane, right? Like I said, it may not be as good as FENIX, but I don't find it as bad because I'm not so focused on it, I guess. Oh yes, definitely. I'll try the Cessna Caravan. Yeah, looks very interesting. Yeah. For the second flight, guys, I'm going to showcase a new add-on that I bought myself with my own money from FSLabs, Cessna 172. It's not a new add-on. It's been there around for quite some time, a couple of years. And but the cool thing is that the flight model, being X-plane, is a bit more realistic than in Microsoft Flight Sim. But also, it allows you to integrate scenarios, failure scenarios. So something to practice. Now, I'm not going to do anything crazy tonight, right? Because today the focus is on flying from one control zone to the next control zone. So from Bremen to Hanover on VATSIM. If I make it on time, that is. We're landing in about an hour and 10 minutes. So I have to hurry up to get the flight working there. Wow, that sunset's crazy. But yeah, looking forward to it. That reminds me, I need to check the wording later on, control zone. Now we're going to do, again, we're going to do English language. But again, it's about procedures, right? So, yeah, that should be fine. So Code Marker is writing texture's geometry is what annoys you, okay. Yeah, I understand this. So especially a medium flight deck, I guess things like with the panels, so the autopilot panel, glare shield, that sort of stuff, right? Struts. Yeah. Yes, I'll have to prepare a couple of things for my trip to Lelystad. So that's why, and I've got some family business tomorrow. So that's why we're going to stream Thursday. And then, of course, I'll be in Lelystad Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Hopefully to meet lots of people there. And to find out, try new hardware and find out, get more information. What's Echo Hotel Lima Echo? Hang on, Echo Hotel Lima Echo Lelystad. Yeah, maybe we could try that. Yeah, I did that once, Avimar, with Say Intentions. And there's stuff on the outside as well. Okay, nose door connected fuselage. Okay. Ghost, yeah, so it's Friday to Sunday. So I'll be there Friday to Sunday, and the community dinner for us, for my community, is on Saturday, 7 p.m. Yeah. So let's check again. Well, I can't, Dennis. I don't have my PPL yet because of the weather. We had the Norway trip, and I don't want to rush things. The thing is, Avimar, sorry, Dennis. The thing is that I know exactly what kills you in aviation. And that is to quickly get a rating on an aircraft and then go and fly, you know, maybe in marginal conditions to an airport, a new country you're not familiar with, and just overpower yourself and then, you know, make mistakes. So that's why should the airport, and that's another question in mind, so Lelystad potentially may get military fighters being stationed there. So it's a joint military and civil airport, but there's been talk apparently that since they're going to station, was it F-35 fighters there, that they are going to close down the civil part. So that, yeah, we couldn't fly that in F-35, yeah, eventually. I think eventually you told me that, right? Yeah, so that's the thing, right? But should it be possible next year, and if the weather plays along, then I would fly there next year, yeah. In flight, it's TAT. Well, it's a Flugzeit. The problem is, it's such a complicated kind of thing to explain and to get your head around. So, in the climb, or let's start on the ground, okay? So on the ground, visible moisture, i.e. rain, fog, wet taxiways. If the temperature is plus 10 or lower, then switch on the engine anti-ice. That's OAT. So when the ATIS or the METAR says this is your temperature, then you know, you go with that. But as soon as the aircraft is moving and then you're taking off, you don't have, well, you've got to reference stuff to the total air temperature, because that's more relevant for the aircraft in flight. So then in flight, in the climb, if the temperature of the TAT is below plus 10 degrees with visible moisture, then switch on engine anti-ice. However, in the climb, if the SAT, so the static air temperature, gets to minus 40, it doesn't matter what the TAT says, then once the SAT is below minus 40, then you can switch off the engine anti-ice. In the descent, it's only TAT that matters. Right, so in the cruise, you also look for SAT, and then TAT will be below plus 10, but SAT, let's say you're in cruising level and you're getting an SAT of minus 36 and you get icing, so a visible moisture, then I would switch on the engine anti-ice as well. So let's say we're descending now and we get into clouds, definitely we would switch on engine anti-ice, even if the SAT is below, you know, colder than minus 40 degrees, okay? But that's just for the descent. I know it's complicated, I'm sorry, Airbus. It's not my invention, that's Airbus, okay? Yeah, Dennis, exactly. Yeah, so in order for the message there, no ice detected, to come on, what you need is you need total air temperature probes. Let me just add a viewpoint here.
Thank you.
Did the raid and forgot about this. Happy 33.
Oh, Lewis, thank you so much for the 33. And a big shout out, Lewis. Thank you so much for that. Happy 33. I appreciate the support. So how come, normally I can add a viewpoint, right? Oh, there we go. So let's do one more. Plus create. Let's do a Howard part mounted one. Let's do a viewpoint here. Let's call that nose or gear. Sorry, let's call that gear. So next, let's call it gear. Next. Okay, so it's a bit dark now, unfortunately, but you can see down here, you only see a TAT probe that measures the total air temperature. I showed this on the A340 stream on the TOLUS, Airsoft TOLUS. So here we don't have any icing indication, icing probes or icing indicator probes, right? So that's why this version, this aircraft doesn't have automatic ice detection. Okay. Now, yes, on aircraft that have automatic ice detector, then you would get the message no ice detected if you switch on engine anti-ice or wing anti-ice. And talking of ice, we got ice. There's ice on the icing pin indicator. Switch on wing anti-ice for now, but shouldn't really matter. Hey, Winky. Oh, that could be A330s also in Lelystad. Ah, okay, Winky. Okay, interesting. Yeah. But like I said, if it's still open for civil aircraft next year, then I will try. Yeah, and the thing is that I know Fishkop, because the plan was Fishkop for me to fly to Lelystad. You need PPR, so pilot prior request, whatever the abbreviation really means. But it's like PPR means you need to kind of get a slot, if you like, to fly to Lelystad. So, you know, especially on these events where it's busy, or at certain airports that require PPRs, then yeah, and okay, so prior permission required. There we go. So prior permission required. And thanks, Fabian. And then the airport will say yes or no. And in our case, the airport said no. Is there any good 767, 757 in 2020? No, but somebody's developing one, right? Isn't somebody making a 767 right now? But as we talk now, I don't think there's a good 76 or 757. At least I'm not aware of it. Yeah, Bluebird Sim, but they're just in the process of making it, correct? Yeah, high hopes. Hopefully we don't get disappointed. End of 2026. Thank you, Abima. Yeah. Got a scratchy voice today. Dry voice. Targeting, yeah. Thank you much, Violet. Yeah, Bluebird is making it. Correct. Cool. Good. We're coming up to Positionomka. So we just passed Erfurt. And then we should be getting close to a control sector. Let's have a look for VATSIM radar. And then we'll do another fuel check. Oh, it seems like Rheinräder has switched off. So I'm not sure. What's this say? Bremen 3605. Okay. I'm going to pre-dial that. 13605.
This way, so.
Yeah, so PMDG, I'm gonna have to talk to them again. I mean, not that, you know, I dislike the 747-100, but I mean, I think a lot of people just love the 747-400 or the Dash 8, 747-8, right? Yeah. So I don't understand the strategy there, but it's not my company, not my business. Good. Nomka fuel check. Nomka, we have 1 hour 5 after departure, 5.2 in total. Oh, we're losing some fuel. I'm not that we have a fuel leak, but currently estimating 2.9 and we need 2.4. So we have 15 minutes extra currently. Yeah. And we've got why is it 4 minutes? So 1 hour 4. I'm just wondering why it says 4 minutes, but it's 1 hour 4. So 1 hour 5. That's perfect. Maybe 1 minute late, but timing is good. Fuel is meh, missing 200 kilograms. Yeah. Cool. And there we have the equitime point. Remaining flight time 1 hour. Well, I talked to Mattis Koch last year on the FS Weekend show, and asked him why they decided to bring out the 100 first, and his answer was because we can, which is okay, fine with me. Maybe it was a stupid question, I don't know, but he seemed annoyed with the answer. Sorry, with the question. So he answered, yeah, kind of bold answer, right? Because we can. I mean, yeah, I know you can, but I mean, I told him, I said, in my community, from what I hear, people would have preferred the 400, right? Yeah, Avimar, because I'm using a different setting for these, so I chose the FSLabs, and that was the normal setting. Now let me just check the fuel flow on average. Average fuel flow 2.4. Yeah, we got 2.5. That's the thing. So it's just a little difference there in fuel flow. That does matter. And the optimum flight level is 350. We're at 340, so we're still doing good. Let me check what I should be at here. Nomka 350. Okay. Yeah, so let me climb 350. Because we should be at odd level now. So vertical speed out blue. That's a bit much. 350. Just 1,000 feet per minute. Yeah, Quotenwagner. If it were my company, then probably, I would definitely handle it differently regarding customer service and the way I treat customers. But maybe I would be broke by now. Who knows, right? So, but yeah, I do find it sometimes a bit strange how some companies behave and treat their customers. Yeah, I agree. Well, Tore, yeah, I mean, sure. I would agree with that, you know, if people bought the 400 first, then they have even less reason to buy the 100. So from a strategic point of view, yes, I agree with you. But still, I mean, you know, to my understanding, it's pretty much from scratch, right? To make a 100, including an engineer panel, an engineer kind of integrated service. Just seems a lot more complicated to me. And that's another question: is there really that much of a demand for the 100? Yeah. I mean, Dennis, it could be like Tore writes. It could be a bit like, you know, synthetically then created because people are really longing for a 747, and if the engineers integrate it in a very kind of modern way where you don't have to do the engineer panel, so that's automated, then potentially you know, people will still buy it because they just long for a 747. But to me, that's just me. I mean, I'm sorry if people feel a bit offended by saying that. A lot of flight simmers, I mean. I personally think that a lot of flight simmers will be a little bit lost if they only have an ADI, so kind of an artificial horizon, and an HSI. So no map mode, no, you know, nav display. Okay. It does increase workload, right? And it has to be practiced. You know, flying airways, you know, you've done your flight planning and you've got your airways VOR to VOR, okay? It's fine. You've got your time. But I mean, lower down on VATSIM, then getting some interesting clearances to intercept a certain radial from this VOR outbound or inbound. Dennis, yeah, indeed, right? What's ADI and HSI? So you can learn that. Don't get me wrong. Anyone can learn it. It just takes some effort to do so. And there's the question. Will people really bother with it? I'm not so sure. I personally enjoy it, right? I do enjoy it, and but I know how much work it is and how stressful it can be. Oh yeah, Dennis. Absolutely. Across the pond. Just have to answer my daughter. She had a question. Right. Oh yeah, no doubt. Empty cross. I fully agree with you. There's a big you know, satisfaction when flying, and managing a good flight just with these steam gauges, right? No doubt. Yeah, Avimar Malindley did a fantastic suggestion. He said maybe we can do like, you know, once a month or bi-weekly flights with the old aircraft. Right, so steam gauges and you know, HSI only, no map mode, that sort of stuff, right? Hey, Dayan, doing well, how are you? Yeah, so I'm definitely up for it. Tupolev. I was memed into flying it once with the Russian version. I don't think I was ever that stressed out. That was stressful. A great stream. Yeah, for you guys. I'm glad I didn't have a face cam back then, because I was like, sweat was running down my face. Dennis, you can help with the translation. Is fantastic. Oh. Yeah, I mean, why not? We could do it. Should be fun. Can we fly with you? Are you within game? D3642, we do some group flights sometimes on multiplayer. I have to contact Reynolds again to see when we could do the next group flight. So sometimes we do it. Not on VATSIM, just Microsoft multiplayer, yeah. Good, we have Gothenburg, Information Lima. Zulu 21 in use. Code 555. Means wet. 100% wet. Transition level 65. Can enter that already. Wind 170 at 9, which is okay. Now Gothenburg, I'll tell you a bit about Gothenburg IRL. Can be a challenge. Let me check if I have a real world video maybe from Gothenburg to show. Hold on. Well, normally, if it's, you know, if it hasn't changed, then yeah, 1255 is a long time ago. But if it hasn't changed, then they will just leave that. You know, why write it again, right? Oh, I do have that. Guys, in the meantime, for entertainment, before we get VATSIM back on... Oh, as we speak of the devil. 36465. But I can still show you the video in a minute. Rein, schönen Abend, die Itaro 43 Tango, level 350.
Itaro 43 Tango, Maastricht radar identified. Are you able to climb level 370?
Maastricht, of course, sorry for that. And unfortunately not. We're limited to 3.5 due to performance, Itaro 43 Tango.
Itaro 43 Tango, Roger, maintain speed Mach decimal 79 or greater.
Mach 0.79 or greater, copied Itaro 43 Tango. Right, so selected 7.
Maastricht, hello, speed, no not speed, but Scandinavian 1507, flight level 290.
I will log on
Scandinavian 1507,
to
Maastricht radar identified.
Maastricht 36465.
Circus 13 Tango, contact Maastricht radar on 134.710.
134.710, copied Itaro 43 Tango, bye bye.
Itaro 43 Tango negative, please stay with me. Circus 13 Tango, Circus 13 Tango, contact Maastricht radar on
134.710. But of course, there's a Turkish 13 Tango.
134.710, Turkish 13 Tango. Thank you, good day.
Yeah, and the Itaro 43 Tango is still with you, thank you. Echo Delta Yankee Juliet, let's do that. Let's go.
Lufthansa 20, Maastricht radar identified.
Notification.
Echo alive, maintain speed Mach decimal 79.
Maintaining Mach decimal 799. Lufthansa Hotel Sierra.
Yeah.
Sierra, are
And
you
3
able
tango,
to
so
climb
I have
to
4-3 and he had 1-3, so I just heard 3 tango.
Negative. Right now we are limited due to performance for
And
that flight level.
that's what I thought, okay.
Lufthansa Hotel Sierra.
That must be
Hotel
it.
Sierra.
KLM 885 is back.
KLM 885, welcome back.
Maastricht, good evening, RCB 2 Kilo Kilo, flight level 360 inbound, Cocker.
Yes,
Okay, so connected,
2 Kilo
active.
Mavic radar.
So the controller has accepted our CPDLC request,
2 Mach decimal 77,
which is good.
sequencing.
Hey, our Scotsman, how are you?
Reducing Mach decimal 77, RCB 2 Kilo Kilo.
Amsterdam radar, Connor 74.
Yeah, 711 is probably better to do. It's more catchy.
Mavic radar.
I agree.
Regardless, you
Good.
identify.
Just copying over the video from my other hard drive
Level 360.
to show you
Continue
guys.
climb, flight
So
level
it's
360,
a
Connor 74.
approach to Gothenburg, ILS 21. Yeah, so the same as it is today. Sometimes I use Beyond ATC, rarely though, because I mean I enjoy flying on VATSIM. I personally see, you know, say intentions or
KLM 22 Hotel, contact Amsterdam.
say intentions as a you know, tool to practice for VATSIM or
Also
IVAO.
13475, thank you very much, bye bye.
Right, okay guys, let me just okay, so where is it? Videos. This is not it. That was in Madrid. Let me get the correct file, which is here.
Maastricht radar, good evening, Japan Air 407, flight level 410.
So, Gothenburg 21.
Japan Air 407, Maastricht radar.
I don't know what aircraft type that was, to be honest. It could be 319, 320 CEO, 320 Neo. It could be 321 Neo. I don't know. Last year. Tube breaker, hello to you. Yes, hello. Yeah, I can talk about that in a minute once the video is finished. Good question. How often do airlines wash their aircraft? Once a year, twice a year, maybe? That's a question for Yoda. He would know that. Yeah, they do wash them. Yeah, yeah. Rarely, Dennis. I rarely use the rose mode. Yeah. I think it's more a matter, Dennis, if the nav display fails, which can happen.
2,500.
You can see Gothenburg is a beautiful approach. Now, Gothenburg, there's one thing about the approach, and you'll see that the airport is somewhat elevated regarding the terrain. And I've had situations where the visibility was bad, like, 500 meters RVR, and still had, like, 15 knots crosswind, 20 knots crosswind. Which happens really rarely. So you can have really challenging, and if it's gusty winds, it's very challenging to land there in Gothenburg. Looks like I was pilot monitoring on that flight, because I just lowered the landing gear. Oh no, normally Dennis disconnecting auto thrust with a red button at the thrust levers is normal. That's normal procedure.
$1,000. Above, 400, 300, minimum 200, 100, 50, 40, 30, 20, retard, 5.
Yeah, nice landing there. Yeah, so he pulled it to the thrust leads to idle because he needed idle thrust for the configuration. Yeah. No, Hannes, no. Normally I disconnect them. So I'll show you the procedure, Hannes, in a minute. Exactly, Kortenmark. Now I'll show that, demonstrate that in a minute. So it's take a high-speed taxiway there. So tube breaker, you asked, because I did comment about, life as an airline pilot being stressful. There's a lot of things that are stressful. So, as an example, like I said, night shifts, long working days, and then early shifts where we don't get you 8 hours sleep, stress with passengers, general things that happen in aviation. So yeah, definitely. you know, there's a lot of things that are very stressful. So stress in a sense of even noise. So a noisy flight deck does create stress in your body. It does elevate cortisol levels. Yeah, so there's a lot of things that are stressful in aviation. Fish cup. I'm not. It could be a Neo. I'm not sure. I don't remember it. It was a long time ago. But you can see it's a long taxi in. Yeah, I have witnesses, Fish Cop. You see, I have witnesses. Yeah, Avimar, exactly that, right? Noise does create stress, yeah. No. So tube breaker, especially as a captain, there's a lot of things with passengers that happen on a daily basis that you have to take care of as a captain. So, and sometimes if the passengers are aggressive, it can be very stressful to deal with them. Another thing is like schedule, right? Always running it behind the schedule can also be very stressful. I fear that our FPS will not be so good here in the sim going into Gothenburg. We'll see. Hey Vika, wie geht's dir? How are you? I honestly am not sure what version that was. It seems like a Neo. Does it have that speed backup button? Then more like, well, it could be a CO still though. It could be a new one. Yeah. Oh, Voyager, really? Okay, yeah. There we go. So that's the flight to Gothenburg. Beautiful surroundings. Yeah, it can be. It could be a CO with sharklets. Yeah. Good. In the meantime, guys, we had a frequency change. We're now with Copenhagen, CPDLC, and we got direct Rookham. So let me give you desktop audio back. There it is.
You too, there, bye-bye.
Alright, now you have sound again.
Control, good evening, Serbia 2 Kilo.
Oh, so Boogie Whale, sorry, Boogie Whale, first time
Hello,
here.
good evening, Serbia 2 Kilo.
You said you dreamed of being a pilot and never seemed able to do so. Have you flown to Lisbon? Yes. Real life. Many times. Beautiful city. An interesting approach. What's the schedule? Yeah, Fish Cup.
LR 415, turn left heading 270 degrees, descend altitude 2,500 feet.
Let me have a look. Do I have a video from Lisbon? Let me check quickly.
Lufthansa 3 Victor Kilo 1 ready, descent flight level 290.
No, that's Porto. That's Porto. Oh no, hang on. Lima Papa Tango is
Welcome aboard the Captain Black Box Twitch channel subscriber experience. Could new subscribers
right.
please make
Descend 290. Send 290.
drinks, snacks, and premium flight entertainment?
Wilco and received by ATC. That's very important. 290, we have alt descent.
700
Blue
Kilo, reduce max
to
point
and Lilienthal.
77.
Oh my god, 110 months.
LL 415.
We are well on our way to 150 months. Lilienthal, vielen Dank. Dankeschön. So kind, 110 months.
250 for a turn 250 clear to left side, stay 290 165 and
415 just to confirm speed 180 until 6 months.
Speed 180 to 65 and 415.
Yeah, so I tell you what, if you input how much do we have flight time remaining?
This is 79
30 minutes.
Direct Tango Oscar.
It's a bit short. I tell you what, after landing, okay, I'll show you the landing in Lisbon, okay, runway 03.
Tango November Oscar.
And tube breaker. Yeah. You used to work as a train driver, okay? Yeah. And the thing is that you have to just make sure that you don't stress yourself so much that you start to make mistakes.
Fly heading 300.
Right. But Mugi, remind me please after landing, okay? Or when we parked, okay? Because I have to rebuild my cockpit for the Cessna flight, so I have a few minutes anyways. And we can use that to show a video. That number will not get smaller, definitely.
Good evening. Postman 44 Mike, passing 2,700 up to 320.
Hello, Postman 44 Mike, Copenhagen identified.
Good. Guys, I've already programmed some things into the MCDU. So the arrival is something we have to check. So we're coming via RISMA. RISMA L books. My voice, my god. Then 932. 931 5000 above. 930 max 230. Very important. And then 432 3000 above. And 404 max 200 knots 2,500 above. They're very strict with that, so we have to make sure that we keep those limits. The ILS 21 out of 2,500, and look at the elevation 500. So here we're already 2,000 feet above the ground. So we have to be careful with energy management. Gear down, flaps 2 somewhere in this area. And then flaps 3, flaps 4. Minimum 710 feet. Which I've already entered. Weather is inserted. Transition level 6.5. Barrow 710 minimum.
Pass this 2510 Copenhagen, good evening, identified from Nexo Monarch 5 Charlie arrival landing to left. Descent flight level 90, free right after.
I'll do an MSA circle. Right, got a new message. Contact Sweden Control 27755.
And descent flight level 90. Level 200.
And already switched over to Sweden Control with the CPDLC.
Lufthansa 8 Papa Lima, Sweden identified. Nordic
oh, good catch.
1018, proceed direct Lambda.
Yeah, we'll take that to below. Yeah.
Direct Lambda, Nordic 1018.
Scandinavian 410, proceed direct Nilum.
Right, Copenhagen to the right of us here somewhere. Oh, there. Also a VATSIM event, so they're very busy there.
Scandinavian 410, proceed direct Nilum.
Lovely views today. Lovely weather. Hey, Edward! Greetings! Yeah, thanks for the tip. Yeah, you're right. You're correct.
Boston 4 Mike, speed unidentified, climb flight of 280.
Let's have a look.
Climb flight level 280.
Pilots request to reform continuous descent and use descent speed to 60 or less. Okay. Yeah, good tip. Thank you. Appreciate that. A big shout out to Edward the pilot. I'm sure you all know him. If not, check out the channel on Twitch, please. Sweden, good evening from Itaro. 43 Tango, 297 descending 290 speed, Mach 0.79 operator.
Itaro, 43 Tango, Swedish Control identified. Cleared Risma 3 Tango, runway 21.
Cleared the Risma 3 Tango, runway 21. Copied Itaro's 43 Tango. So we have to change the arrival.
410, proceed direct Niluk.
We have a different arrival in here,
Yeah,
so we've got...
Thank you, contact.
Edward, another question, Edward. Are you going to Lillystad next weekend? Ah, this is with the radar vectors, okay. That's why. I'll cruise. Right, so let's change the arrival quickly. Star. Risma 3.
Kuwait 295, contact Copenhagen 136.555.
Tango, there it is.
136.555 for Kuwait, thank you.
Okay,
Bye bye.
so this one is a bit different.
Whistler 886, we're ready to send the flight
Risma, L-books
We're ready for 250.
to Maxif, and then it's a hold if necessary.
Radar, very good evening.
And from there, we will get radar vectors.
Heading to 14.
Lufthansa 8, LIMC.
Yeah, radar vector to final.
Identified, direct Markel.
Sector 3,200 and 2,500. Oh, you're working, unfortunately. That's a shame. I would have loved to meet you.
Postman 4 for Mike, proceed direct Niluk and flight level
Oh, really?
330.
You had such bad experience in Stockholm? Okay.
Can you say again the waypoint, please?
Postman 4 for Mike, proceed direct Niluk.
Hey, Uvi, do you plan to become a potential beta tester? Well, I'm gonna talk to them.
Direct to Niluk and flight level 330.
If I see them, I'll try to talk to them.
For Mike, thank you.
Control, good evening.
I would be interested. I'm not gonna lie. I still have a valid rating for the 787, so I wouldn't mind.
Itara 43 Tango, descent flight level 2, correction, descent flight level 200, when ready.
When ready, descent level 200, Itara 43 Tango. And what speed would you like for descent?
280 knots, great, please.
280 operator, copied Itara 43 Tango.
Lufthansa 3 Victor Kilo, descent flight level 160.
So let me enter that into descent phase. So let's put 290 in there. Actually, we can do 300. Yeah. Let's do 300. Feels great. So that's it.
Lufthansa 2 Hotel Sierra, Sweden identified, clear Risma 3 Tango, runway 21.
Yes, Risma 3 Tango, arrival runway 21. Lufthansa 2 Hotel Sierra.
Well, but now I'm retired.
Airflow 125.
Avenger, I can't do that anymore. Yeah, there would be an NDA for sure. Yeah. But at least maybe I could give them some feedback on certain things.
Scandinavian 23 November, when ready.
So let me just check. Do we have any restrictions regarding altitudes?
Scandinavian 23 November.
Not that I'm seeing. Minimum holding is 4,000 and
Itaro 43 Tango, proceed direct Risma.
Back to Risma, thank you. Itaro 43 Tango. So let's go Risma, beam points. Yeah, me too. I'm looking forward to that presentation, yeah. The thing is, they've already put the bar very high, haven't they? Pod, thank you very much for gifting us up to Edward. Pod, thank you so much.
Lufthansa Echo,
New
Radio 5.
subscribers should now pick up their past first class.
Mark for one the flight model. Because
Lufthansa 2 Hotel Sierra, descend to flight level
it was such a joy to fly the real aircraft, the real 787. The flight model, the sort of the fly-by-wire system there is just absolutely gorgeous.
Itaro 43 Tango, when ready, descend to flight level 160.
When ready, descend level 160, Itaro 43 Tango. So, you know, especially in gusty crosswind conditions.
Lufthansa 2 Hotel Sierra on conversion.
So nice and stable. So I hope they get that right. Another thing is like the whole integration, Mark, with CPDLC, the messages, you know, the auxiliary display here, with all the you know, information. The display setup, so you can change around display, change the divisions of the displays. The FMS should be accurate. Those sort of things. Yeah. Good question.
Clear that is
normally no.
Risma 3 Tango, runway 21.
But let me check if I have that today. So here on my app, I do have that actually. So here we've got some distances.
First time 44 Mike, are you able to maintain 330?
So normally you would take Charlie, which is 2,000 meters landing distance. Wet runway, I think that's a good deal.
Could you please report altitude?
So what I'll do is I'll work out the landing distance accordingly. So let's do landing
now
performance.
climbing to flight level 244.
Postman 44 Mike, thank you very much.
So the runway is wet. Code 5, 2 degrees, pretty cold. We'll do config full anti-ice engine anti-ice.
When ready, descend further, flight level 130.
So there's no cloud, but we'll still run over. I'll have engine anti-ice on. Doesn't really hurt that much. Landing weight, yeah, 72 tons, let's say.
Oscar Yankee, Sierra Echo Bravo, Sweden, identified, flight level 190.
Normal landing.
190.
211. So with automatic low, defected, so 15% on top of the in-flight is 2,638 meters. Medium would be 2,000. Now,
KLM23 Alpha, proceed direct Nilu.
they're going to be busy. So I do want to make sure that we're going to hit Charlie taxiway. Oh, here, sometimes they have information here as well. The FSLabs performance calculator.
Lufthansa 78 Whiskey.
Good, I'm going to start descending here. Let's go descend. Thrust idle descent up blue. And manage speed is set. 300 knots.
Itaro 43 Tango, commence descent, please.
Yeah, we are doing so already. Itaro 43 Tango.
Lufthansa 8 Papa Lima, contact Sweden 124.
Any thoughts on the FlightSim Expo in Minneapolis? This year will be difficult, Pod. The reason is that we're on vacation in June, and my older daughter is getting married in August. So we're already really busy, and we have lots of expenses with that. So I don't think I'll be able to make it to Minneapolis this year. Avima, perfectly valid.
Translate 31 Mike, contact Copenhagen 136, decimal 555, goodbye.
I'm trying to remember, the FSLabs was pretty heavy on braking, wasn't it?
Control, good evening, speed to Bravo with you, flight level 35.
Good, so we've done the calculations, have done the setup in the MCDU, selected the auto brake, so let's do a briefing. So we've been re-cleared on the Risma 3 Tango arrival.
Control, good evening, speed to Bravo with you, flight level 360.
There it is. Leading us to Maxif, radar vectors thereafter, 3,200 MSA, 2,500. The ILS starts also in 2,500 feet. Pretty low, as we've already mentioned, so careful with energy management, especially 321 Neo. We have a normal 3-degree glide down. We have headwind to be expected.
Oscar Echo Bravo cleared the L04 Charlie.
Minimum 710. Missed approach. It's just straight ahead to 3,000, vectoring for a new approach.
KLM 23 Alpha, contact Sweden 133.260.
After landing, we'll vacate left, preferably Charlie. I don't think we'll make Delta. Charlie, back to ramp, and then
Lufthansa 3 Victor Kilo, contact approach 124.680.
124.680, Lufthansa 3 Victor Kilo.
we have tower, we have ground.
Itaro 43 Tango, reduce the speed 280 knots.
Speed back 280 knots. Itaro 43 Tango. Good, selected speed
Lufthansa
280.
and flight level 160.
Alex, hello to you. I'm doing well, how are you?
Flight level 160, Lufthansa 220. Sweden, Finnair 1336.
Finnair 1336, go ahead.
So the FMS is calculating to reach Maxif at 5,000 right now, which should be acceptable. Although, I tell you what, let me...
yeah,
I'm going to enter 4,000
happened,
because we may get a shortcut depending on traffic.
Okay, alright.
I just want to be ready for that.
Bravo confirm. Cleared for the radar for Charlie approach.
Oscar Echo Bravo, the clearance is L04 Charlie.
Port! Yeah, please. I mean,
L04 Charlie.
you know, you can visit Amsterdam as you come over here. And Lelystad and the FS weekend is definitely worth a visit, so... We'd love to see you next year, for sure. Gonna put some speed brakes out, but just a bit high for that 4,000
We are requesting our scope for 10 minutes.
MSF.
Speedbird 22 Bravo, approved, report back.
Scandinavian 23 November, that's 4160.
Good.
Scandinavian 23 November, roger. Contact now, approach 124.680, go back.
124.680, Scandinavian 23 November, bye bye.
Itaro 43 Tango, contact approach 124.680, go back.
124.680, thank you, bye bye, Itaro 43 Tango.
Serbia 2 Kilo, descend to flight level 160.
Descend.
Hello, Scandinavian 23 November, yes, for approach with a contact. Report, speed.
Speed 250.
Scandinavian 23 November, roger. Maintain speed 250 and descend flight level 100.
Maintain speed 250 and descend to level 100, Scandinavian 23 November.
Scandinavian 117, contact correction. Contact Sweden 127.755.
So let's see if they're called Landvetter approach
127.755, Scandinavian 1817. Thank you, bye.
Hello?
CVT, kan du bekräfta bara 33 eller 15 för att landa?
Bana 33.
CVT.
No, they're called Gothenburg. Gothenburg, good evening from Itaro 43 Tango 190, descending 160, speed 280, information is November.
Hello, Itaro 43 Tango, just about approach with a contact, descend flight level 110.
Descent level 110, Itaro 43 Tango. 100. What? Now I'm confused. It said 110 up here and then 100. Sorry, I just got mixed up. Can you confirm the cleared level again for Itaro 43 Tango?
Flight level 110.
Okay, 110 copied, Itaro 43 Tango, thank you. So weird. On my hardware it showed 110 and then here, down here it said 100 blue. And that shows you how important it is to read the FMA here in the prime flight display. So important. If we land at flaps 3, would it make sense to use brake medium? No. Exactly that, Hannes. I mean, brake medium is fairly hard. And, no, not ghosting, because it was still Aviamar. It already finished dialing. So yeah, you know, it creates a lot of heat development, and then of course it doesn't make sense to use flap 3.
Papa 3 Victor Kilo, turn right heading
Because
020 and descend flight level 70.
Right heading 020 and descend.
you would assume that if you use automatic medium, you already have an issue with landing distance. And then why would it make it, you know, worse with flap 3? Okay, Aviamar, no worries. All good. Good. Within this MSA of 3,200 now. We have 30 miles to a beam point for the intercept. 9,000 feet. Yeah, we're in good shape now. All good. So even for a shortcut. Good. Let's get some lights on here. Seatbelts on.
Gander event 23 November, descend flight level 70.
Still loud, isn't he?
Descend for 70 Scandinavian 23 November.
Victor Sigurd, välkommen taxa till klubben vid backtrack Sigurd.
7 vid backtrack Sigurd, Sigurd. Report approach, okay, Lufthansa to Hotel Sierra information November, flight level 180, descending 160.
Hello, Lufthansa to Hotel Sierra, Gothenburg approach, where are contact?
Yeah, so Jacob, at my company, what they did, they bought a software solution from Airbus where the autobrake low setting is actually was a bit higher than the standard low setting, but it was still softer. Heading 020, descent level 70, Itaro 43 Tango. Gonna go up, descend. Heading. Let's do the extended center line. Descent 5000, QNH 1009, Itaro 43 Tango. Good, and so the radial in is going to be 022. Insert. Right, so I'm heading 020. Now I'm going to start speeding back to 50. It's reducing speed to 50, okay with you from Itaro 43 Tango?
Roger, 3250.
And yeah, let's do some speed brakes again. That's only 20 miles, but we're still very fast. And here's the TCAS also giving us some nice information, right? We can see. Yeah. So I don't expect any delay inbound. So that's why we're descending quickly, getting some energy out of the aircraft. And let's do a approach checklist Barrow Ref 1009. Approach phase is active. Let's change that here as well. Set. Checked. Seatbelts are on. Minimum Barrow 710 feet. Outer brake is medium. Engine mode selector is normal.
What you know, we don't have that.
Speed brakes in. And approach checklist complete.
You should have, but continue on present heading.
Roger.
Lufthansa 3 Victor Kilo, turn right heading 110, 210 not the greater.
Well, Avimar, because we were instructed to fly 280 or more. Oh, sorry, no, we were instructed to maintain 280 for separation reasons. That's why I asked if it's okay to reduce the speed. Yannick, it was, I think it was all aircraft.
Itaro 43 Tango, descend 3000 feet, QNH, yeah, sorry, same QNH before.
Okay, just confirm it's descend 3000 for Itaro 43 Tango.
Affirm, 3000.
Right, so 3000 it is. Yeah, so he's on base. So now I can say that I expect the same base term. Here's the prediction error for the descent. Then I have the rest of the distance to slow down, so this should be okay now. So speed brakes in. Hey, aviation driver, hello to you.
180 or greater.
Now we're not really in clouds, so at the moment there's no need for engine RTIs. Let me log off so that we don't get any distractive calls on final.
Itaro 43 Tango, speed 210.
Speed back 210 knots, Itaro 43 Tango. There we go. So initially, I know he said 210, but I like to put the speed bug first of all to the green dot, and you can see if I take out the speed brakes and we get into slower airspeed on the Neo 321, the VLS comes up quite drastically. Now we're below the limit speed for flaps 1, so flaps 1 speed is checked.
Itaro 43 Tango, turn right heading 110, speed 180.
Speed 180 and right 180, Itaro 43 Tango.
Right heading 110.
Sorry, 110 on a heading and speed 180, Itaro 43 Tango. Well, I don't know why it doesn't accept flaps 1 on my hardware. Here comes flaps 1.
140, can you repeat the last bit?
Speed 210.
Speed 210.
There was speed.
Alpha, god kväll.
Flaps 2, speed is checked. Flaps 2.
Low scan 23 Alpha, yes,
slowing 180 knots.
Flight level 110, correction, flight level 100.
Descending flight level 100, scan 23 Alpha.
Distance 3 extra kilo, maintain speed, correction, speed 160 knots with greater until distance 4, contact tower.
Do you break me too? I'm looking forward to that as well. Tower is 18605.
Format final and tower 118,605, Lufthansa 3
Busy.
Itaro 43 Tango, turn right heading 170, clear ILS Zulu approach runway 21.
Right heading 170, cleared ILS Zulu 21, Itaro 43 Tango. So, glide slope blue, lock blue, cat 3 dual. Good thing now is because of that speed reduction. You know, we're already slow enough now regarding the final approach. It could happen as well that we're going to intercept the glide slope under 3000. That would not be uncommon.
And flight level 70 and heading 020 SLBS,
Lufthansa 2 descend altitude 5000 feet, QNH 1009er.
So localizer should come in. November Golf Golf is correct for the ILS.
Itaro 43 Tango, speed 180 knots until distance 6, then speed 160 knots until distance 4.
Okay, 180 to 6 and then 160 to 4. Itaro 43 Tango. Ooh, that's some very strict speed control. But we have a lot of headwind, which helps us today. Right, lock star. Last step is alive. I'm going to put the gear out now because it helps us to quickly reduce to 160 later on. Gear's coming down.
Lufthansa 230, speed 230.
Speed 230, Lufthansa 230.
Captain 1114 November, turn right heading 170, clear ILS Zulu approach runway 21.
Is that Skyhaven 2 feet November?
Affirm, turn right heading 170.
Yeah, the dot here is because the nav mode is now managed.
Runway
The
heading
localizer.
171, quick hours, 0 approach runway 21, sky from 23 November.
Scanner event 2 John, confirm which waypoint are you inbound? Scanner event 2 John,
Glide stop star, correct glide stop 3,000
which
feet.
waypoint? Scanner event 2 John, next waypoint is Golf.
So I'm going to flaps 3, speed check, flaps 3.
Lufthansa 2 Hotel Sierra, turn right heading 110.
Right heading 110, Lufthansa 2 Hotel Sierra.
And Serbia 2 kilo, descend altitude 5,000 feet, QNH
Waiting for the
230.
6
Descend
miles.
altitude 5,000 feet on QNH 109 and reducing to 30 knots, Serbia 2 kilo.
Lufthansa 2 Sierra, descend 3,000 feet, B210.
And missed approach 3,000 sets.
Lufthansa Hotel Sierra.
Itaro 43 Tango, contact Limited Tower 118.605, see ya.
18605. Thanks a lot. Until next time, Itaro 40 Tango. And the ground is 121.905. Landvetter Tower, good evening from Itaro 43 Tango, Isla Zulu 21. So, speed can be 160.
For Tango along the tower, sneak moving approach from 21, wind 160, raise 120 knots.
We continue approach, Itaro 43 Tango. Flaps full, speed check, flaps full. So 160 to 4, and then we go to final approach speed. Landing checklist, eco minimal landing no blue, landing checklist complete. So now to take out the auto thrust, what I'm doing is I'm synchronizing the donuts to the current power setting, and then I press the red disconnect buttons twice.
Contact ground 121.905.
Left on Yankee 121.905, Lufthansa 3.
Right, 4 miles, speed managed, landing checklist.
Itaro 43 Tango, runway 21
21 clear land, Itaro 43 Tango. Sorry, been completed, so we clear to land, manual flight. Cat 1.
Hello, Scanner Montreal for holding point 21.
And I was the Alpha Lava Tower, good incoming.
That's loud. Right.
Terrain.
Disregard.
Terrain.
That's one of the nuisance things here in FSLabs. Good. Wind 18 knots, a little bit from the left. So
And I 161 ready for an immediate.
there is a bit of crosswind, and yeah, the VLS is.
Yeah, ready for immediate departure.
So I'm just gonna stay a bit of the above the approach speed here.
Traffic.
Disregard.
400. 300. Minimum.
Continue.
$100.
A bit low here.
50. 40. 30. 20. Retard.
Lining up.
Retard.
21.
Retard. 10. 5.
Flare was a bit high. Spoilers. Reverse green. Decel. Still use the A320 manual brakes.
Auto brake off.
We'll take Charlie here. Oh, sorry, Delta, that is.
Scandinavian 2 3 November shot final from me.
Now that's how
121.
pros do it.
And 3 November launch tower, get incoming approach number 21, wind 160, raise 9 knots.
Oh, this.
Turn approach from.
No, this is due to DLSS. The frame generation. Yeah,
And 161,
bit
wind
jittery.
160, raise 1 turn off, runway 21, can take off nose left.
Clear for takeoff.
No, that Jacob, that was because of the I'll tell you that in a minute. I have the same issue in the Phoenix. It's so annoying with the
Itaro 40 Tango, contact ground 121.905.
11905. Thank you, Itaro 40 Tango. I have the same issue. It's a hardware binding issue. It's so annoying. Really hate that. me just slow down here. Let me get the taxi chart out.
Aircat 9417, ready for taxi.
Aircat 9417, taxi holding point, runway 21 via Hotel and Zulu.
Report to runway 21 via Hotel and Zulu, Aircat 9417.
Land for the ground. Good evening from Itaro 43 Tango.
Itaro 43 Tango, land for ground. Good evening, taxi Yankee short of Golf.
Yankee hold short Golf, Itaro 43 Tango. So Yankee is the one we're on, and then hold short Golf is here.
3 Victor Kilo, how fast should we continue?
Lufthansa 3 Victor Kilo, hold short of Hotel.
Hold short Hotel, Lufthansa 3 Victor Kilo.
Here in the Airbus,
7515
in the flight sim is horrible. Microsoft is so terrible
Pushback and start up approved facing north.
to kind of get the hardware set up for reverse thrust here. I really hate that. Let's go ATC.
Ryanair 7841 taxi via
TCAS
Juliet and
standby.
Zulu, hold short of Hotel.
So suffer.
Taxi via Juliet and Zulu to Hotel.
So here's
Ryanair 7841.
Kilo. Wow. I would say at least we didn't have bigger issues with lags or stutters. I mean, it wasn't smooth, but at least there was no like complete stop before, in the flare or something. So that was okay.
Aircat 9417, contact Lamberton Tower 118.605. Bye bye.
Tower 118.605, taxi fel, vad har vi fint här och Aircat 94.
Hej då.
Yeah, so what happens if I look at the thrust levers? If I activate reverse thrust, you see how they before they go into reverse thrust,
3 Victor Kilo, continue taxi and
for whatever reason,
taxi via Golf
they go into the
apron
toga
to
notch.
stand 13.
And it has to do with the fact that it doesn't have minus percentage as a value for the thrust reverse or for the thrust levers on the wing control.
Itaro 43 Tango, continue taxi behind the Lufthansa Airbus A321 in front via Golf and apron to stand 14.
Okay, behind the Lufthansa Golf apron and stand 14. Thank you, Itaro 43. So it's a matter of the wind control issue, the way the signals are transferred to the sim.
Ryanair 7841, continue taxi and hold short of Golf.
And I've not found a solution yet for that.
Continue taxi to Hotel of Golf.
Right, so here's Golf, apron 14. Okay. Yeah, Voyager. Dream on. Good. After landing checklist, we've got the radar PWS off. Let's start the APU. Lovely busy today, look at that.
Scandinavia 448, pushback and start up approved facing north, QNH 1009er.
Didn't I switch TCAS off?
QNH 1009er is coming up 448.
Huh? Why am I seeing TCAS symbols even though...
Ryanair 7841, once clear of the ITA Airways Airbus A321 Neo coming from left to right on Golf, continue taxi holding point runway 21.
There is... that's a Ryanair.
After return, continue taxi to holding point runway 21, Ryanair 7841.
That's a 321 Delta X-ray.
Golf and Box going hello, this is Scandinavian 23 November with you, taxi to
It's in the flight sim help. Fabian, whichever link,
23 November,
please.
land at the ground, hello. Taxi Yankee and the hold short of Hotel.
I would love to have a solution.
Taxi Yankee hold short of Hotel for Scandinavian.
So let me get at Sue stand 14. Gate 14. Space going to 13, now we should be 14. Is the ADS-B only? Not sure, to be honest. Not sure. Thank you much, Fabian. APU should be started by now. APU available, yeah.
Ryanair 7841, contact Landvetter Tower, 118 small 605, bye-bye.
Contact Tower 605, Ryanair 7841.
It's at SOAR? Okay. So as long as you have TCAS, as long as you have transponder on, it will show you that that data. Okay, interesting. Never seen that either.
Good day, Lufthansa 230,
Right, let's get the parking nailed here.
Lufthansa 2 Hotel Sierra, landed ground, hello. Continue taxi on Yankee and call you back shortly.
Continue on Yankee 230.
You always feel like this scrape the fuselage. That, but it's so important that you get this correctly set.
Land with the ground, Scandinavian 7515, request taxi.
Scandinavian 7515, taxi holding point runway 21 via Hotel and Zulu.
Taxiing to runway holding point runway 21 via Hotel and Zulu, Scandinavian 7515.
Stand by. Good, so engines are spooling down. Looks good. Beacon, seatbelts. And transponder is off as well. Fantastic. Good.
The boarding requested.
Excellent. Let's do quickly parking checklist. Parking brake or chock. Parking brakes are on. Engines are off. Fuel pumps off.
Keeping Sterling
Parking
483 with you. Position 11 requesting push start.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that. That's completely new to me as well.
Sterling 483, land at the ground, hello. Number
Thank
1
you
in
much.
line for push, call you back shortly.
I've never seen that in any of our aircraft. So ADSB only.
Sterling 448,
Good catch.
requesting taxi.
Excellent. Nice. Guys, thank you so much. I will show you, as promised, the video from the Lisbon landing, IRL. When I can, in the meantime, change my flight sim setup here for the Cessna flights. And then we'll get up about 5 to 10 minutes later. We'll start the new stream. Thomas, yes, me too. Hope to see you there. Say hello, for sure. Hold on. Let me get the correct file. There it is. Lisbon. Lisbon. Runway 03. Enjoy. And then I'll go to the outro. And if you like, I'll be back in 10 minutes. Thank you so much, everyone, for the support, as always.
$2,500.
1000.
Ja, alles normal.
100 above, 400. 300. Minimum. 200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. Retard. 5.
Ja, dann geradeaus bis zum Gate. Ja, 21 stimmt.